Hey y'all, what's up? And so this video is definitely for my girlies, and we need to talk. We need to talk from one traumatized girly to another. We need to talk about it. So you guys have probably seen my recent video in regards to how trauma makes you abandon yourself. Well, this is kind of capping off to it. And honestly, I really want to connect with my women who've gone through a lot of traumatic experiences back to back to back, and life just seems like a nightmare and all that other, old story type stuff. And we're going to keep referring to that shit as the old story as we continue to evolve and ascend, all right? Because traumatized girlies, I know that we watch these videos because the same thing happened to me. And we see people like Shira7 or like the dating coaches or even the mindset and the manifestation coaches, and they talk about detachment, which the generalized definition of detachment to just, cut your attention from it, stop engaging with it, and stop feeding into it. That's cool. That's cool. But traumatized girlies, we have spent so long in a state of fight or flight, in a state of hyper awareness, hyper vigilance, in a state of waiting for the next shoe to drop, in a state of, well, what does this person think? What is this person going to do? What is this person? And what all that shit. Cut it out. If you have whatever it takes, honestly, for you to detach, and I'm talking about giving it to yourself first. I'm talking about whatever it takes. As long as it's not illegal. I am not going to encourage y'all to be unhinged or whatever, but I'm talking about whatever it takes internally and mentally for you to get peace of mind for self. We all have our own things that we like to indulge in. Like me, I'm burning a candle right now. I am probably gonna relax under my humidifier after I film, and I am thinking about, something yummy to order or whatever. And I'm probably gonna just get on the phone with one of my friends or something and just vibe and take care of the things that I need to take care of, right? But I'm talking about whatever it takes. This takes a level of discipline that a lot of people, especially women, because women, unfortunately, we're used to, especially traumatized girlies, we've unfortunately become so used to putting ourselves last in our own reality, thinking that everything outside of us needs tending to, needs to get done, needs our attention, needs our immediate interaction, needs our immediate reaction, which no, you can't even fucking react, sis. You really can't. We need to detach on a different level to where I'm going to be very honest. I'm going to say it the way to where we come off cold. We need that shit more than we need it. We need it. It is one of the, now there's numerous ways to this, but it's one of the only ways. I'm going to speak for self, because maybe you'll watch this and maybe you'll get your own ideas. Being cold, being healthily cold, right? Because I've been wicked cold before, and I paid the price. But but I have now been able to balance that level of detachment to where I can be detached but also not be wicked, and just trust being and trust self in the way that I'm detaching, because I now realize, the divine, oneness of my reality, knowing that everything is connected to me and life is always reflecting me on a day-to-day basis, and life is in my universe is only responding to who I'm being. So it's actually encouraged me to detach even fucking more. Nowadays I detach for fun, bitch. It's I don't give a fuck. Okay. I don't care, bitch. Because of my levels of detachment, and also with that shift in awareness, because I don't keep bullshit in my awareness. I don't entertain bullshit. I don't entertain anything against myself. I'm not afraid of anything or anyone or whatever in my reality, because it's just me. So it's either a past, present, or possibly a future unfolding reflection, meaning signs of the new reality or whatever coming in. And that's a whole different thing. But you need this next level of detachment, because we have been the most attached for way too long, meaning we've been way too attached to our environments. We've been way too attached to living in this toxic comfort, because it's really toxic. We don't want to shake the boat. We don't want to step outside our comfort zone because danger might be lurking. We don't want to do anything too crazy or too like, oh my God, because bullshit might happen because of all these irrational fears and doubts that we've generated over the time. So it fucking keeps you small, dude. It keeps you small. It keeps you shrunk. It keeps you stuck, bro. It keeps you stagnant. That's what that fucking mindset is doing to you. Okay? Detach from all of it. Fuck all of that shit. It's not true. We are the ones who become too attached to our fucking partners. Fuck that man. Seriously, bitch. Fuck that bitch. Okay, like, we get too attached to our partners. We fucking, I just want him to do it. Hey, why won't he act right? And he just don't treat me right. Because of who you're being. And you're way too overly attached to this bitch ass motherfucker who's just reflecting you anyway. He's just reflecting that lower self-concept. He's just gonna keep reflecting your biggest fear and insecurities, sis. He's just gonna keep reflecting all the fuck shit. Okay? I'm a little passionate in this one. Squeeze. But because it makes me upset, because now that I'm more aware and I've ascended, like, bro, it's like I look back on the past self and I see exactly where I fucked up in every single dynamic. And I'm just like, well, I can't fucking relate. Never again. You have to be so detached to where you might just be like a bot. We need this more than the average, I'll say, because we know what it's like to live conditioned. We know what it's like to not go against the grain. We know what it's like to have a fear of being seen. We know what it's like to feel shrunk and small. We know what it's like to fucking mute our own voices. No more. Okay? No more of that shit. Absolutely the fuck not. No. And I'm so serious when I say this, and I can feel myself having tingles, so I do believe that this message is going to reach all the right girlies. We stop that shit, okay, immediately. You need to have such inner fulfillment. That's why I say you need to think about the things that you can do right now, immediately, that can give you peace. Peace of mind, peace of self, relaxed nervous system, whether it's a nervous system regulation routine or whatever that is. You need to figure out how to give it to yourself now, so nothing on the outside can keep affecting you. Because it shouldn't. Because that attachment, that overreaction, that over emotion that we have to the outside, and honey, I don't care who or what it is. I'm gonna be honest, even if you have children, and I'm not saying this as like be cold to your children, but what you don't want to do is, with all these unhealthy attachments in your reality, and with all of these, fears and like irrational fears and doubts in your reality, dude, if you are like that with everything in your reality, you do not want to be like that with your kids, bro. That's gonna fuck up the whole dynamic. I'm talking about completely detached. I'm talking about nothing outside of you has power over you ever, not even anything, because it's all just you. Nothing is ever truly lost, and you have to know and you have to believe that. You don't want those same over attachments and over like fucking irrational shit to attach to your kids, bro, because that's another way that generational cycles and bullshit form, man. Like, this stuff is really important to nip in the bud. I'm talking about having such a healthy level of detachment that someone can try to fucking come at you with their worst, and you're just like, oh, really? Oh, was that what you think? Oh, was that what you said? I'm talking about even if they threaten your life. Oh, is that what you said? Can you repeat that for me? Sound familiar? You gotta not give a fuck. You got to, because it's the over attachment. It's the over engagement in that. It's the over, let me adjust this. It's the over engagement in that that's going to negatively manifest, and it's going to keep giving you more of the same bullshit you've been trying to get away from, you've been trying to do away with, and all of these things. It's going to give you more of that fuck shit that you don't want. It's so subconscious, and it's so unfortunate that we don't realize that us caring too much is the problem. It's so unfortunate that we don't realize that us trying so fucking hard and gripping so fucking tight is the goddamn problem. We need to have a level of detachment to where nothing can move us, because that is the level of detachment you need in order to have a healthy mindset. That is the level of detachment you need in order to properly manifest, consciously manifest anything that you desire, anything that you want. You can't be super overly attached to it. We need to practice this level of detachment so that we can actually learn to have a healthier relationship with ourselves. Because when we naturally detach from everything outside of us and finally start going within, we start to realize that we are the only valuable thing in our reality, because we are the only ones keeping it going. Okay? You are source. Okay? You have God inside of you. You are indeed the God, the goddess of your reality. Okay? When you look at it like that, you start to realize just how important your simple existence is. And then you start to realize how important and expensive your attention is. And then you really start to realize just how important and even more expensive your attachment is. Nothing outside of you is worth the overinvestment. I promise you. Because it's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. It's only reflecting you. It can only reflect you. It can only show you who you're being at all times. Okay? That's all the 3D is going to do. Anyone, anything, any circumstance, that's all it's going to do. It's just like, I don't know, depending on your end of the spectrum, whether you're fucking vibrating in hell or you're fucking high vibing out here in heaven, then that could be based upon your reflection. But you cannot allow anything outside of you to have any power or hold over you, because it's going to skew your awareness. It's going to hijack your nervous system, more than likely, and then you're going to cycle again. Traumatized girlies, because we've been unconsciously cycling for years and years and years, we owe it to ourselves to be even more detached. We owe it to ourselves to be the prizes in our own reality. We owe it to ourselves to invest in self enough to where nothing is worth our overinvestment, because we've betrayed ourselves by overattaching. We've betrayed ourselves by caring too fucking much. We've betrayed our fucking selves by fucking betraying ourselves. Literally. You owe it to yourself to stop it. And so it's like, I know that this is resonating with you guys. I know it is. I know. And like, I don't want you all to think that, oh, well, does this mean that I'm being a bitch? Does this mean I'm being a bad person? You have to throw even those definitions out, because the original understanding or the thoughts of what a bitch, what being a bitch are, or being a bad person, are skewed by society anyway. Because people want to call women bitches when we finally stop putting everyone else before us. People want to call women bitches when we stop tolerating anyone and anything's bullshit. People want to call us bitches when we really withdraw our energy and our fucking attention and our awareness and start really investing into self. People want to call us bitches when we withdraw, elevate, and do better. And leave the old reality, the old fucking people and whatever in the fucking the dust and not care. I'm sorry, but I'm just investing in myself. I'm only giving a fuck about myself. Because I've betrayed myself way too fucking long, and I'm not doing it for nothing or nobody ever again. Because they're not worth it. You owe it to yourself to be that level of detached. Think about the good things that you can do to fulfill yourself right now to commence your detachment. Because it needs to happen, especially if you want change. Especially if you want things to get better. You have to get better within self first. None of that shit can come with you. It's not going anywhere. Okay, first of all, it's not going any fucking where, and you have to know and you have to believe that regardless of what your 3D is showing you, because it's just going to change anyway. The only thing constant in life is change. Just because, one person texted you, oh, we got to break up today, doesn't mean that motherfucker might not text you tomorrow and be like, hey, what about us? Y'all know those goddamn what about us texts. That shit pisses me off. It's like, bitch, you weren't thinking about us when I was thinking about you. So now I don't have time to think about you, bitch. Like, the fuck do you mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't care about that shit. You have to detach, and it's different, I believe, honestly. And maybe that's just my belief being projected, okay? But as a traumatized girly, the detachment means more for us. It's not the simple deep breathe and just detach the emotion from whatever your desire is. No, bitch, we need to do work around here. We need to really go all the fuck in, because we're not used to that, unfortunately. We're not used to being that detached from our reality, because our reality had us so goddamn conditioned, and our trauma had us so negatively conditioned to where we didn't know no fucking better. So we might need to just go a little bit harder. And I promise you, when you start investing in yourself at this level and detaching at this level, honey, I promise you and trust that life will start working in your favor, because then you want to know what you're doing by taking your detachment and just investing in yourself and not over investing in anything outside of you. You are now leading your reality energetically. I'm telling you, pull back. You got that job that's like so used to overworking you for those extra shifts, and I understand it for those of y'all who are in it for the money or whatever, but who's to say you can't find a better job that's going to pay you more, that's going to have you work less and pay you more for working less? You got that job that's working you, and you really don't fucking feel like how many of y'all have picked up those extra shifts even when you really didn't feel like it, right? The next time that bitch ass job wants to ask you, hey, you want to do this shift, because they get so used to you being the mule, nah. You ain't even got to explain yourself as to why or why not. And if they do, make it self-centered. Be like, I'm going out with myself. Oh, I have a petty appointment. Oh, I have, what I'm saying, I got something going on, bitch, but it ain't you. I mean, whatever you got to say. Like, no. The next time someone asks you to do a favor to where you might overextend yourself and you really don't feel like leaving the house, and you really just, like, let's say you just fucking got in, and then fucking one of your girls is like, oh girl, I can't believe this just happened. Can you come over and help me with this? Nah, I can't. Not tonight, sis. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to figure something out with that one. Start valuing and prioritizing yourself first. And then when you make these decisions, as you prioritize yourself, detach from the outcome. Detach from what they think or feel or whatever. They can only think or feel whatever the fuck you think anyway. It doesn't matter. Trust that things will work out, because they will. And as you detach and as you set this standard for yourself, your reality is going to soon follow suit. Now, of course, you might experience opposing resistance, like, the reverse way, where people are going to start being like, oh, you switched up, you changed, or, oh, how come you don't do this no more? Ignore it and be detached from even that, because even that shit's going to change to where when you start succeeding and thriving in your own energy and in your own vibe, people are going to fucking pick up on that. They're going to smell that, and they're going to be fucking magnetized to you. Like, they're going to be so drawn to you. You're like, what is she doing over there? Like, damn, something different. Like, damn, like, she glowing now. She happy. She like, what's going on with her? You ain't gotta let them in on the secret if you don't want to. But they always come back. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be also naturally resetting dynamics that should have been reset a long time ago, honey. Whether it's relationships, friendships, family, work relationships, school, it's all the same shit, really. So start with your detachment, because you owe it to yourself to stop over investing in everything else but you. So I love you guys. I really hope this one resonated with you all, and I'll see y'all at the next one. Mwah.